My name is Leilani Thatcher, a tour guide at the Library of Lost Things. This is The Doorstep Project, Episode 3, The Lighthouse. Today, we have a podcast-exclusive exhibit. This was a manuscript found at an estate sale titled The Lighthouse. The people running the estate sale had never seen the manuscript before. The name Sinclair is written in pencil on the first page, and it's all typed up with a typewriter. This is my favorite lost thing in our collection. It's just a few pages about a lighthouse, but I love it. Chapter 1. Our story starts with a lighthouse. This lighthouse is not found on any map. No man has ever seen it in the same place twice. It is often described as a hand of the sea reaching toward the sky. Rocks like teeth surround the base of the lighthouse, which seems to almost float on the midnight sea, and when a ship sails by at night, the rotating light bulb illuminates the death trap. Many sailors say that if you look closely, you can see the shadow of a lighthouse keeper hunched over the desk. The sailors who see it often marvel, and they would tell the story of the lighthouse. No one believed them. How did someone build a lighthouse so far from any shore, and how would someone survive there so long without a soul knowing who they were or where they were? Perhaps if the sailors had seen the lighthouse and sailed toward the sun, they would find the people who would believe them, and they would learn the truth of the lighthouse. But this story is not about those people. It's about the lighthouse and the keepers. The first keeper was a man who had lived a good but simple life. The man was lost at sea when the sun showed him the lighthouse. The sun was so proud of this building, was proud of the man because he had sailed so far without anything to guide him. The man was going to die, you see, and the sun promised him life in the lighthouse without food or water, but he would live as long as the sun and watch the sea. Desperate, the man said yes, and he lived many months in the lighthouse very happily. He would sleep during the day, and when the night would come out, he would turn on the light bulb and watch the boats. The sun was very happy with this man as well. The man watched the boats pass him and was grateful to be alive. However, as the months turned to years, the man began to despair. "I have family on the shore," he would cry to the sun. "I want to see my wife and children." The sun was angry. It had given the man life, a lighthouse to watch the sky from, a job to do. How dare he miss the land? The moon tried to comfort the sun. "He is lonely here," the moon said. "He should not be. I am here," the sun insisted. The moon could not make the sun see reason, and the sun began to grow angry. It demanded the man forget about his family, but this was an impossible feat. So the sun came up with a plan. He asked the man to write down everything he remembered about his life, even the little things. "So you can remember." So the man began to write his memories every night, and when the sun rose, he would go to sleep, happily remembering these moments of his family. But when the night would come, the man could not remember what he had written down. Perhaps he hadn't written down anything, because the pages were blank. So he would begin again, writing down as much as he could remember. The smell of his wife's favorite perfume, and how to make his children's favorite meal. But the next morning, he could not recall what he had written, and the pages were blank. The moon was confused. "Where have his memories gone?" The sun smiled. "He will be happy here now. He will forget." And the man did forget, but he was no happier. Soon the only memories he had were of the lighthouse. Desperate to forget how long he had been there, he began to write about the lighthouse, but the sun would not take these memories. "It is my gift to you," the sun would tell the man. The man told him to take the gift back. The sun commanded this man from its lighthouse. The moon escorted him to the afterlife, where his memories were waiting for him. The sun became lonely as the weeks passed, and demanded another lightkeeper from this man's family to punish him for what he had done. The moon sent a boat to the people, asking for one person to join the sun in the lighthouse. Some volunteered, but they did not know what the job entailed. The moon selected a young woman for the sun with a bright personality. The woman was happy to spend time in the lighthouse, but as the years went by, she wondered how long she had to stay. She asked the sun, and the sun became angry once again. The sun promised to make her happy at the lighthouse, promising that if she wrote down everything she missed from her old home, the sun would bring it to her. When every memory of her life was wiped away, the woman cried, because she knew that she had lived a life on the shore, but she could not remember it. She threw herself from the top of the lighthouse, and the moon took her home. The sun asked for the least happy man, and the people sent a murderer to the lighthouse, a man who was scheduled for his death. Even he became lonely, though the moon tried to keep him company. This man became bored and began mocking the sun and refused to turn the light on at night. "If you are so mighty," the man would shout, "then stay in the sky for the boats." The sun laughed. "Perhaps I will." The moon begged the sun to ignore the man, but the damage was done. For 3 weeks, the sun stayed above the lighthouse, and the man began to roast alive. His pride would not allow him to apologize or beg the sun, and the sun refused to lower. The moon forced the man from the lighthouse to the afterlife, so that it could light the sky once again. The sun insisted on another lightkeeper, but the people had seen the sun's wrath after the man had disobeyed the sun. They heard from the moon what the lightkeepers had seen, and they were afraid. But the sun grew angrier as the people began to run from its light. The sun punished the moon, thinking the people had turned their loyalties to the moon instead of the sun. And so the moon made one last plea. One more person. One more life for the sun to read. One more, and I will never ask again. A person who will be happy in the lighthouse. You have all sacrificed enough. All I ask is one more person. So they sent the old man, who had lived a long and happy life. He met the moon at the shore and got into the boat. The moon was worried, but the man said, "I believe I will be very happy in the lighthouse." You know, I think I would also be very happy in a lighthouse. Hey, don't laugh at me, Gavin. I can see you. Anyway, I wish I could read this book all the way through. I think I'd enjoy it. Thank you for listening to The Doorstep Project. This audio drama was created and produced by Family Friendly Podcasts. If you enjoyed the podcast, leave a rating and review on your podcast app of choice or share it with a friend. Leilani and the project will be back next week. Until then, write every day. One day your story could be in a museum. The Doorstep Project is produced by Family Friendly Podcasts. It was written, edited, and performed by AJ Barton. Sound effects for this podcast are provided by Zapsplat. Music used in this podcast includes Reawakening by Kevin McLeod, licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license. You can learn more at his website, incompetech.com, or at creativecommons.org. Both music and sound effects have been changed and edited by AJ Barton. Links for websites, information, and contact can be found in the description of the episode. Would you like to submit your story or art to the Doorstep Project? You can find information for story submission at familyfriendlypodcast.com/The Doorstep Project. Information on CC by 4.0 licenses can be found at creativecommons.org.